arrive. I'll give it a second, maybe two, and then I'll say, indeed, and greetings unto you, my beloved and holy friends. Thank you so much for joining me here again. Another day, another moment, another opportunity to share with one another. I appreciate you sharing this space with me. I've been thinking today, like basically got kicked off into this mindset of the individual beings that we consider individual beings in our lives. Technically encapsulate all of infinity with them as the center point as well. And we'll talk about that. But before we do, I want to read something worth saying. This is the first one that I opened up to. And it says, become aware of your cosmic being. And that becomes your identity. You see, like with today's topic, today's intention, that's literally what I want to get across. Become aware of your cosmic being. And that becomes your identity. Become aware of your infinite being. And that becomes your reality. Becomes your identity. Oh goodness, we're gonna have a good one today. Yo, 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 Lane, hey my man, thank you for joining us, dude. How are you doing? How did your class go? Hi friend, how are you today? I'm doing well. 23 Rena. I don't know if I've seen you here before. Thank you for joining us. Today has been really cool. Christian's a little bit sick, so he's been staying home. So we had a bunch of, cool chill sessions. Just had some fun together. And yeah, like when me and Christian have time together, we basically spend time together. There's not room for much else. Infinity is one and one is infinity. Oh, thank you so much for joining us, Rena. Like, what do you feel? What do you feel when I mention the fact that, that's your words in itself encapsulate a large feeling as well. But what do you friends feel when I say that you as a being are infinite as well? So now that we're into the stream and we've read our thing worth saying, I can, I guess, share with you this revelation. Can you call it a revelation? This dream. It feels like a revelation only because I've been struggling to verbalize this thing that I've been feeling and experiencing in my dream states. And I've been trying to talk to Kristen about this for like the last 2 weeks, where I've been having this, I wouldn't say it's a reoccurring dream, because it's not the exact same dream over and over again, but the way the dreams are presented is in the same way, infinite. And I kept having these dreams in that way. And it sounds super vague, and you can imagine for yourself what that would be like. And because of that infinite nature, I couldn't properly verbalize what was happening every single time that I came out of that dream state. And then Saturday, I had a dream again that I figured out how to verbalize it a little bit better. And I was excited to wake up to tell Christian about this, because I felt like, okay, this is a way to understand it. And the way that I explained to him, a way to see a human being as an infinite source is with the amount of depth that a person can have. Not only on an emotional level, but on a spiritual level as well, and on a personal level. So the person that you are in an environment can in some ways be surface level, and then technically there are these levels below the surface, and technically it goes all the way in, to the oneness of your core again. And this is how I explained to him that I could notice these infinities within human beings. But it was like every single time I dream, instead of just being in an environment where I have a conversation with someone, now looking at them, this is the information that I'm perceiving. I'm seeing these layers of them going infinitely deep into them, and then just being this person talking to me. And that was the one side of it. Today, or last night, I woke up from this dream where I dreamt the exact same thing, but into the other direction as well. So not only are there these infinitely more complex layers to you as a person going infinitely down into you, but it's the same thing right off of you as well. So, like, depending on the way your hair looks, depending on what clothing you're wearing, depending on how you move your fingers, there are these external layers, or in my mind, as I visualize it sleeping, these fractals that come off of you. And then, depending on how you move, you influence this entire fractal and you push a bunch of energy upwards, or you like you bend down and this entire energy flows with you. And this is the way that I'm now dreaming and seeing other human beings. So it's like these snapshots of infinity, both upwards and into them, or outwards and into them, and them being the center point, the cross, at the middle of that infinity, being a singular thing, a point on that infinity. Man, it feels good to get it out, because now I feel like I understand it a little bit better as well. Because how do you, and I've been having dreams like this, right? So my dreams have been in that context. I have a friend that I've known forever, and now I see them as this above of them and around them, and inside of them I see this, and then I'm like, and then they have a conversation with me, and I try to reply, without getting completely lost in this entire universe that's sitting in front. Well, both sides of entire universe is right in front of me, and then waking up from these dreams, and then my only recollection, my only definition of what I dreamt was infinity. Things are infinite. Infinite, yeah, infinite. So many infinities. Human beings, and that's the way it is. This is just my visual representation of it, trying to create a way for me to actually see it in my physical realm, so that I can understand that more. But that's the way that it is. We are those things. We have these infinite layers to ourselves, and we have these infinite influences into our environment as well. We might even have metaphysical influences, or extra dimensional influences that we don't even know about yet. Jasmine is here. She says, hello, dear friend. It's a pleasure to be here with you today. It's a pleasure to have you, Jasmine. It's been a while. How have you been? How's life been treating you? It's so nice to have you. Ooh, sound like it's a DMT trip today. Oh, goodness. I think so. How is it feeling, Ninja? I mean, imagining these things, we can create these psychedelic states of mind for ourselves. And seeing a person in this way, where they have these infinitely complexifying fractals coming out of them, out of their individual person, and then also watching infinitely more complexing fractals going into them as a visual representation in your mind's eye, instead of just being like, oh, there is another body, moving about, doing their own thing. You can see these infinite complexities, because again, this will be a visualized understanding of that complexity. And because I am a visual thinker, that's the way that it makes sense to me. But those visual aspects can be translated in emotional turmoil, in suffering, in hardship that they're having to go through, in worries about the world, about what they're going to do next, worries about their family, hobbies, potentially, good stuff as well. All of these things, verbalized or not, are a part of us as human beings. And it's very difficult for us to stay aware of all of these things with face value, because we even try to make it more simple. We look at people at face value, and then we try and diminish them as well. We try and make them even less. We judge one another for that reason as well. Nova, hello to you, friend. Thank you for joining us. We're getting into infinities again. You being the little point in the center of infinity, having infinitely, complexifying layers within you as a person, and having infinitely complexifying layers of fractals coming out of you as a person as you share your light with the rest of the world, as a representation or a visualization of individual human beings, instead of just thinking of us as these bodies, and limited bodies. Marvin, cheers to you as well, Fred. Thank you for joining us. It went all right. I got the highest grade in the composition in class. Lane is an absolute slayer. Thank you for sharing that with me, man. And well done. I'm proud of you, dude. John Craig says, put in a grievance against him. I don't really have a grievance against John Craig. Like, John Craig is loved. Congratulations, man. Super proud of your grade. Absolutely. Divya, hate to you, friend. Thank you for joining us. Oh, Rena says, I had intense dreams the last 2 months after the Dolphins as well. By the way, did anyone experience death in a dream? I had two such dreams and they felt very real. I had dreams of death in the third week after quitting weed. Well, taking a break from weed rather. A bunch of them. But I don't think I've had any more of them. And if you're saying you're having these extremely real dreams, do they scare you? Do you wake up from them with a feeling of relief? And is it perturbing or disturbing your ability to sleep right now? I'm curious if you're willing to share, my friend. Good morning to you, Red Clicker. You know what? Red Clicker, you just reminded me that I roll joints occasionally. Thank you for joining me here, my friend. How are you doing? If you'd be willing, Red, I want you to set our intention for us today. If you're still here, please do. My universal self lies in the Akashic records. I don't know what that means, Ninja. I feel like I've heard something like that before, but I don't know what Akashic record actually means. Akashic. Primordial, some sort of Dharma, maybe like the OG book of all of existence. Please do share with me. Are you a hippie? QWERTY in a bunch of nonsense letters. Am I a hippie? It depends on what your definition of a hippie is. On my definition of a hippie, yeah, I do think I am. You know, I tend to be a little bit emotional. Trying my best to care for the world, for the friends I have in my life. Try to be compassionate. Try to be gentle. Try to be hard on myself and light with others. How about you, friend? Do you consider yourself a hippie? Red. I think my intention today is self-care. Doing something that will boost my confidence. Self-care. This is not gonna show up properly for you friends on the the Reddit, but yeah, the infinity symbol as self-care. Thank you so much, Red. We'll use that as our intention for today. Oh, we missed Akishi's comment. Oh, cathartic. Self-care. I forgot what it means to do that. One of the few things you can start with is just take a warm bath. You know, add some oils, add some salts to your bath, and just actually take a bath. Calm down, spend some time with yourself. You can take care of yourself. Cathartic. Please do. Please do. You're worth it. You're loved. You're infinity, dude. I mean, you can't take care of yourself enough. Technically. But we can try. We can try, dude. Please do. Please do try. Aki says, logical positivism. Words must have a real reference, aura, vibe, feel your energy, etc. No real referent in reality. Logical positivism. What a beautiful word that is. Is that, I'm guessing you're saying that's what I'm doing. Maybe sometimes I would agree, yeah. Do you think it's a bad thing? You know, I feel I do consider myself rather a logical person. And unfortunately, when I wasn't practicing, at least in this immediate scenario, logical positivism, I was very much practicing logical nihilism, and I can guarantee you, this is better. At least for me. To me, it's better. You know, like logical nihilism gets very dark very quickly, and it's very easy as well. I don't think it's as easy to do the same with positivism. I appreciate you though, Aki. Like, do share what you think with me. I had a realistic dream that I was laying down on the floor in a dark room making music on my laptop, and the light outside the room was on, and I could see a shadow when then the door opens, and we read the next, and I called someone's name out, and there was no response, and someone was standing in front of the door, and then it ended. Hmm. Do you feel like there's anything looming? Like, what does that mean to you, Nova? Garth says, it's hard to do sometimes. It's been over a decade of self-neglect, to be honest. I want to get there though. That's why I always come back to Mel. Oh, friend, thank you. Like, I feel like this is something we can do mutually as well. Just you being able to share a comment like that. You know, I don't have to be here for you to do that, but the fact that you can do that and the fact that we can share this moment, that's what's beautiful to me. Thank you, friend. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Red says, I think. Oh, I already read one. Rena says, they don't scare me, the dreams, that is. Rather, they intrigue me, and I feel like I could get even more information from it. But yeah, the death in a dream feels like dolphins a lot, obviously. It really does. I've had, in the meanwhile, dreams about smoking dolphins as well. And interestingly enough, Rena, our brains know how to do that as well. And that was something that was quite, it wasn't as intense, but it definitely was, you know. I don't even know. Okay, so this is what happened. We rolled these mini little like baby joints that have million leaves with dolphin extract on top of them, and these mini joints is like one rocket, to say it like that, like one blast off. And I remember in this dream loading one of these little mini rockets in front of a bunch of, not in front of a bunch of friends, like, look, this is what's gonna happen. There was a bunch of friends around, and this was happening. And it was such a surreal experience because instead of closing my eyes and going into it, I was keeping my eyes open and looking at things. And then this entire world just things started happening. And I'm curious, is my brain imagining slash creating this information in my dream state? Or is it actually upregulating and releasing, you know, these things? And then as a result of that, I'm experiencing things. Well, I've had future dreams before. I think it could be one that was so realistic, but I'm scared that something bad will happen after. You're gonna be fine, Nova. You're a powerful being, my friend. I had a dream I was a horse last night. It felt pretty freaking cool, to be honest. That sounds sick, Marvin. Oh, come on. Our stream just dropped on the Reddit side. Unfortunately, our comments have gone with it. Well, I had to sleep for work. Enjoy your day and not more. I will, Cartha. I'll smoke that joint for you. And friends, you know what? I'll light a candle for you as well, Cartha. Just as soon as I start the stream up again. Man, why you gotta be so rude? SDZ is on the front page right now. Man, those comments being lost is what hurts most. Christian, I wanna borrow your phone. Oh, what? I wanna borrow your phone. I'm gonna be back, friends, in a second, just a second. I never dream and I always wake up tired. Have you tried taking melatonin? Are you bringing it to me? Oh, thank you. How nice is this dude? Like my stream got dropped again, so I wanna go and read the old comments. Since I have a third phone, or I have access to a third phone rather, I don't really have one. Today's intention is self-care. I'm telling them about the whole... Can I borrow your phone to go on to Reddit? Just stands in the corner of the door, starts scrolling Instagram.
That's not true. That's not true.
What was happening again?
Important work stuff.
Oh.
What's going on? You want Reddit? Okay.
I'll zoek Reddit. I'm gonna be with your friends, you know. We're gonna share the space constantly.
Open a window in here, bro.
The windows are open.
It smells like
bro.
cock in here. I'm joking, I'm just pulling your leg.
Hello again, good Sir Mel. Hey,
Just make
Ninja.
sure it doesn't fucking lock, please.
I'll try to, dude. Otherwise, I'm gonna call you quickly. Pulling his leg. Okay. This one. Okay, now I can actually read some comments. Hey, Kira Burb. So, friends, to those who are not here right now, I'm going to light a candle. I'm thirsty and Jovan. And Lane is probably on his own adventures again. The nicest dude ever. I fucking love him too much. He's the best. Thank you for joining us, Kira Verb and Ninja. Hey, Toasty is here. Good morning, beautifuls. Again, lol. Okay, now I can actually read some of the comments. I can read some of them. Okay, here it goes. So Jasmine said, I have been well, Mel. Since starting Tai Chi and adding breathwork to my daily schedule, I'm dreaming more and I have more vivid dreams. Tai Chi and breathwork to my daily schedule. Tai Chi is this, I believe, Chinese originated form of moving your body in a way where you're harnessing your own energy. And breathwork, that's really cool actually. I don't know if Jasmine is here. My people! Hey Auntie, it's nice to have you here with me. Thank you for joining us. How are you doing? Look at this technological wizard. Freaking Toasty, it's getting too much, you know, and like me and my friends love making that joke. We'll be how do I say this? We'll be very aware. We have a lot of information flowing through our beings, and then if someone can use their phone and start playing music, we just start making jokes. You know, look at this technomancer, the freaking masters of the dark arts. Save that light for others. I'm here. Thank you so much, Jovan. We appreciate your presence and your love. How are you doing, friend? How's life been? Have you anything to share? Anything that you've learned? We've been talking about the infinite nature of human beings, of each and every single one of us. You know how there are these infinitely deepening layers to an individual person within themselves, and then these infinitely expanding layers of influence that they can have on the outside world as well, and how you can, in a way, visualize that instead of having to have that information told to you or represented in any other way. And it's been really fun to dream in ways like that. How are you doing? I'm doing well. Nova. I feel like I'm gaining weight, so I'm exercising more. But that, I don't think is a bad thing. How about you? How about you? Like, the thing is as well, it becomes this weird loop of exercising makes me feel good, but I also don't want to be exercising compulsively. And then I'm like, okay, but oh, boop. I'm here, Mel. Happy to be so. Jasmine, love you, my friend. Thank you for leaving a comment. Painting is my passion and also my therapy, said Ritlicker. And I wonder if she's here again. Maybe not. Painting. I've only painted like technically twice or 3 times, and it was on kind of cheapish paper. I really enjoyed it, but I feel I'm so bad at it that I don't know what I'm doing to properly enjoy it. I either saw very geometrical shapes and felt that time doesn't exist feel. As Rena is sharing, painting is awesome as well. It's hard for me to move so slowly. The mind, yeah, you have to move that slowly and you have to kind of control yourself. And the weird thing as well, if you really start practicing these type of techniques like Tai Chi, like yoga, the way you move through your normal day-to-day life changes as well. I'm alright, I'm not doing a lot right now, and I wanted to play guitar, but I'm not creative enough to make a new song that I like. You don't need to make anything new. If anything, just play by feel. You know, try and express yourself instead of trying to make something, you know, and express yourself without judgment in the same way you would if you were to try and explain. I mean, we do sometimes judge ourselves. If you were to try and explain something about yourself or about the way that you perceive the world, your idea of something. You wouldn't necessarily be too concerned about someone else's way of seeing the world or what is right according to them. You can do the same thing with your instrument, my friend. You got this, Nova. You got this, dude. We have Heather joining us on the previous stream. Thank you. I'm like reading comments that I actually missed, and this is the first time we get to do that. The mind needs to calm down. Concentrating on the breath will help. Hey, beautiful. Say again, Toasty. Oh, the Akashic records are a compendium of all universal thoughts, events, words, emotions, and intent of all living beings, not just humans, and each soul has its own chapter, so to speak. That's beautiful, Ninja. The Akashic records, how cool. Breathing deep can reset your system. Try to stop and breathe. Red Clicker, you're completely right. Christian likes to say that we're here on planet Earth to breathe. It's one of the things that we came here to do. The Akashic records can be accessed through lucid dreaming or possibly various psychedelics. That's very cool, Ninja. So, like, the way that I understand this is as like a larger divine mind that experiences all of thought, all of experience as the thinker of it, you know, and as a result of that information is within it, and then the more information you allow yourself to receive, the more information you can access from that side. At least this is the way that I interpret it. Peace and love to the friends. Kira, to you. Breathwork has been so enlightening. It can be. Dude bro, traditional mongoose. Love to you. It froze with anyone else. It did, Casey. And now, we're caught up again. Christian! I have your phone and I'm done with it if you need it though. He's playing a game. He's playing, I think, Far Cry 5 or something. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you, man. Expressing myself is hard. I'm not sure how to do it on guitar. Like, I have this little kalimba instrument that I can express myself with, but I'm not sure if it is the same thing as a guitar. You're right. I somehow cut that stretchy bit under my tongue. And it hurts when I move my tongue. I'm so sorry. I know there's 2 little lumps under. Yeah, dude, Nova, how did you do that, friend? I somehow, so you don't even know. Maybe like a sharp chip or something. I'm sorry, dude. I'm so sorry. Like, maybe just text for now. I'm gonna try not to make you laugh out loud. I'm so sorry. Our favorite poop ever. Oh yes. Yellow. Yes, I love her. Do you know that every market in Africa is a black market? Hilarious, friend. Very funny. Not really. I have no idea. It's okay, Nova. I hope you get well soon. Fortunately, our mouths and the inside of our mouths heal extremely fast. We can evolve or repeat. What do you choose? I love y'all. I love you too, Auntie. I think we know what we've chosen, you know, especially since we have this growing understanding of human beings as these entire worlds, these entire galaxies worth of experience of perspective, understanding, just so much light within the individual human being. And the more we realize this, and the more we make this realization a part of our understanding of every single person, the more peace we will have among each other, I believe. And it's a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. It's already happening. We're seeing it everywhere. Yo, we're seeing it everywhere. Are you excited? Are you excited to see more people as infinities? I think it's been like 5 or 6 days since I noticed my cut. And it's still not completely healed, Nova? That has been a long time, actually. Yeah, time heals all wounds. Does that, fortunately. Len says, hello, Melt. Long time no see. It's been a while, Len. Thank you for joining us again. How have you been? How's life been treating you? Have you learned anything? How are you? There we go. Breathing tech, wholly overshadowed by most nutritionists. Breathing technique, wholly overshadowed by most nutritionists. Mixed to Dev, thank you for joining us again. I'm not exactly sure what you're saying. Are you saying that nutritionalists overshadowed by nutritionalists? Do you feel like they're not giving it enough attention because they focus on nutrition instead of breathing? I think that might be what you're saying. Please do correct me. I'm extremely stressed physically and financially, but my hope is high. Thank you for asking. Thank you for telling us, Aunt B. What has been going on? Have you been working your community hours? Like I'm still pissed about that, and I feel you might be a little bit as well. How's Emma doing? How's Bobby doing? How's Uncle Becky doing? Infinity can be captured in one, but why do my cigarettes always end so early? Because your cigarettes are linear. Your cigarettes are linear. You haven't figured out how to roll infinity cigarettes yet. And I'm trying to figure it out myself, dude. If I can roll the infinity joint. I mean, I have rolled infinity joints by setting the intention as infinity on them. And technically this joint has the intention of both infinity and self-care on it. So, maybe, dude, just keep smoking indefinitely. Would be pretty sick, don't you think, Joyous? Need some kind of infinite cigarette that we can control. I mean, the funny thing is, dude, on some sort of quantum level, the infinity cigarette exists. You know, I would rather you have the infinity joint instead of the infinity cigarette. But it exists, dude. And it would work probably in a superposition way where there would be another galaxy superposition made of infinite weed over the inside of this joint. Maybe, how would you do that? It would be difficult. It would be difficult. I'm trying to make sense of it. Either... No, that wouldn't work. Let me think a little bit more. It would be easier to make an infinity pipe. Technically, it would still be difficult, but it would be easier. Because then you would be able to replace with like a superposition galaxy that's made of, you know, just infinitely crushed bud, for example. And because of its superposition, it doesn't age, so it's just perfectly, you know, set in time, if you will. And then as soon as you want to smoke, it keeps replacing in that exact spot weed from that superposition reality into this reality, you know, as a funneling point or like a cross-sectional point. And then as you burn things, that cross point is going to continue to move throughout this weed galaxy. There you go, dude. Infinity joint. You can technically do the same thing with a cigarette. Get your infinity cigarette for yourself. 5 years I was really depressed, and now I'm not anymore. And now I'm a lot better, and I make less caring about this thing, about me, and I'm not depressed. Another example of time healing wounds. I think you did that, Nova. I don't think Dime did that, my friend. I think vaping is better. 2,000 puffs, so it lasts long in there. Your infinite cigarette. That's true as well, but you have to add those liquids. I'd say that's your ideal heaven right there. Oh goodness. My ideal heaven doesn't make sense to my brain, Nova. My brain doesn't know how to comprehend it. And then when I try to, I come back here and I realize maybe this is my ideal heaven. Maybe being more aware of my infinite nature is exhausting sometimes. So now I'm here trying to become aware of it, funnily enough. Striving at it and possibly, you know, grasping sometimes. Oh, Siobhan, thank you for saying hello to our loving friends. I am so sorry you're going through this marathon of challenges. I can't use the word I want to. Challenges is a good one. You can use any word you want to though, Kira. Please do. Psychedelic dog? Oh no, ghost dog. Thank you for joining us again. He's saying psychedelics unlock access to that which is already there. One of many keys we may opt to carry. It should be a tool. It shouldn't be a means to do things, you know. Because as soon as it becomes a mean for you to do things, then you can become very dependent on it really quickly. Fortunately, psychedelics are non-habit forming, you know. I guess you can form longer habits with it, but you can't form daily habits with it, which is a good thing. I just gotta keep climbing that hill. We all do, Nova. You know, when we're standing there with one another, we're pushing each other sometimes, dragging each other up this hill. Fortunately, we're not walking alone anymore, and stay strong. Thank you, Nova, for staying strong with us, my friend. To self-care, Nova. To you, friends, let's take care of ourselves. Let's take care of ourselves. Respect ourselves as the infinities that we are. Stop thinking of ourselves as these insignificant little meat sacks, you know. And with this understanding of our insignificance, we do horrible things to ourselves. And I'm saying horrible things, but, you know, add your thing that you don't approve of in your own life to your own situation. Why? And then, technically, because we just did that, now that thing is conceived as horrible. We mess ourselves up. We mess ourselves up because we're infinity. We can't settle. We have to continue to change. Something really sad is that my auntie has been diagnosed with a disorder where your cells attack your body and it decreases life expectancy. It's expected that you will live 10 years after. I'm so sorry to hear that, Nova. How old is your aunt? And do they know if there's any cure for it? It sounds like a type of cancer. I've heard about that, you know, condition before. I think it's like a thyroid thing where your cells start to identify your own cells as like viruses or threats. Makes me sad. She is so caring and nice. She has 3 kids. She's 35. Yo, having 3 kids. Losing your kids within, or her kids losing their mom within the next 10 years. There's no cure. I'm so sorry to hear that, Nova. How old are her kids? If she's 35, I'm guessing they're no older than, you know, 15 at most, probably. That's so horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that, Nova. Thank you for sharing with us, my friend. Is she doing okay? Now she's taking the news. By the time she might pass, they will be 16, 13, and 21. Yo, at such a young age to lose your parents or your mom at. You know, Christian lost his mom this year as well, this friend I have. So it's coming up on a year since he's lost his mom. And we've had so many conversations about that. I can't even imagine losing my mom. I don't even want to imagine losing my mom. Thank you, Nova, for just reminding me of how grateful I am for her as well. So very sorry to hear that I'll be sending lives of calm and bountifulness your way. Thank you so much, Ninja. Hugs for you, how times you got this, Joe Bot. Mr. Hold tight on beam, all will be fine in time, that they will infinity join for the win. I'm happy you appreciate that, Mix. Sucker says, good morning, brother. I hope you are well. I'm so well. How are you, friend? How's life been treating you? What have you learned? What have you experienced that you would like to share with us? We're here with you, Sucker Witch. Sending love, B. Thanks for the encouragement, everybody. It means a lot. You mean a lot. And B, you mean a lot, my friend. Never-ending smoke break. My work would be pissed. You're like, boss, what can I do? Oh, cigarette never ends. What do you mean it never ends? Takes your cigarette from you, start smoking it. Okay, fine. You take it back. I'm gonna go get someone else. Makes me think of that fairy tale where that is, for some reason I'm getting head rush right now. Woo! There's this story as well of a dude that had this cup, you know, superpositioned over the entire ocean's water. and he had to try and drink all of the contents of the cup with a single swig, and he could drink something like half of it, and he drank half of the actual world's oceans, and it was a scene. It was like a children's story that I heard, but I can't remember all of the details. You know, like the story goes, the king had to find the most hungry person in the world, and then he had to find the thirstiest person in the world, and then he had to find the somethingest person in the world, and then they had to come together and they had to compete, you know, against some sort of witch or something. Man, I wish I could remember that story properly. It was a pretty good one. I don't remember the point of it though. Maybe, maybe just to stimulate my mind in ways, you know, thinking about stuff like that. Super weed symmetry. I'm happy you appreciate it as well, friend. Roll a joint with a mix of time and weed, because time would burn forever and burn at 1 second per second. Problem is getting enough weed to mix with it. Yes. What would your time to weed ratio be? Technically, you would have to calculate. You know, if you're comfortable with smoking, let's say, like a good amount is like a gram a day. You know, at most, if you're like a heavy smoker, 2 grams a day would be a lot. So let's say 2 grams a day, you know, over X amount of time. How long do you want to smoke weed for? Let's say 100 years. So 100 years is gonna be a lot of days. 5,000. You're gonna have to put tons, literal tons of weed, mix with your time. Tons of weed, and then you mix it with time, and then you roll it in. 1 second per second. This is, my brain doesn't wanna, it's not approving of the things I'm thinking right now. It's like, that's not how it works. Stop doing that. Stop mixing them like that. Brain starts losing its shit. On B, you're a freaking superhero, sending so much love, knowing you're going to make it through stronger than ever, just like you always have. On B's, words are coming back to me as well right now, is do what you can with what you have where you are. And On B has been doing that. She's been the living example of that. I appreciate you so much, my friend. Thank you for sharing this space with us as well. She's the baddest bee I know. There we go. How is the weed there? Reggie, mids, top shelf. This is personally grown bud mix to death. And I won't speak about my own weed, you know. I do enjoy it, but I will repeat words that my other friends have told me. Christian, Yuan, and Yuan's friend Tiger. Every single one of them have smoked my bud. Every single one of them have mentioned that it's the strongest weed they've ever smoked in their entire life. And upon stopping, you know, quitting weed for like a month and then coming back to it, I was getting devastated. So, in my opinion, the bud I'm smoking is pretty nice. But in regular, like people that buy weed, it depends on where you buy it from. A lot of the places you buy it from, you won't be getting that good weed. Like even reggae, you know, like maybe even lower quality sometimes. That's why I have opted into growing for myself. I haven't bought weed in 3 years. No, 4 years. Last time I bought weed was when I was 19, I think. And then with the seeds I got from those initial bankies I bought, I started growing my own. Y'all, mother lovers in South Africa, got that Korean chicken yet? I just had it for dinner and I always long for it. It's just so good. A great reason to live, people. Korean chicken is a reason to live. If anything is joyous, I respect that, friend. Thank you for encouraging Korean chicken. I don't think we have Korean chicken. I've had some, you know, Indian butter chicken recently, but not Korean chicken. Ooh, I missed that last comment. Yeah, I love her. She is my favorite auntie. She is so nice. So fat, she hasn't really reached. So far, she hasn't really reached to it yet. And she certainly won't tell her kids about it to just make them really sad. I don't see her often. Do you think taking illicit drugs is a part of experiencing life and growing? It's a difficult question to ask like that. Where do you store the weed then? I store it in jars. You know, stores pretty well in jars. I don't think you need anything, to experience life. Life is the experience, and technically illicit drugs, if you will, is just life as experience. If you choose to experience those parts of life, then it's going to be parts of life experience. There's nothing outside of life experience. So, yes and no. I don't think you're going to be lacking in any way if you never try any drugs in your entire life. But I also don't think you're going to be better off for having done them in your life. If anything, you might just have more perspective, more experience, more insight maybe to infinity. And that, if anything, is the reason to. And some people don't like that. Some people don't have those conversations. Some people don't want to think about those things. And that's okay. That's completely okay as well. Where do you store? Okay, for everyone. Aunt B, please let us know if there's anything we can do to help. Please do, my friend. You're a very comforting friend, Melty. I'm sure Christian appreciates the safe place to talk to you about his mom. He does. He genuinely does. And I don't think there are many people that would be as open as Christian is as well about his internal feelings. So it makes me happy to both be there for him and to be able to learn from him, to see how he processes, to feel into his pain as well. Melt, you got a head rush from pretending to go on infinity smoke break. I did! Len, I actually did. My brain was like, oh, we're doing this, are we? And then suddenly, do you have any good childhood memories? I mean, unfortunately, Nova, all of my good childhood memories are memories of me alone as a kid doing some whack shit, either like planting things or, literally walking in the middle of a forest as like a 7-year-old, or like walking to a dam, like a local dam we had, and swimming in that, playing with mud, building little farms, and then having this big tractor running around in it, swimming, like that. Those are my good childhood memories. Man, but this feels bad. I'm trying to remember good childhood memories that I have of my parents. All of them are just the love that they gave me, when I was in a bad place, if you will, they were there to console and be there for me. Those memories are good, but they're kind of attached to a better memory as well. How about you? How about you, friends? Do you have any good memories to share from your childhood that you think about? Like, that I think about, not too many, to be completely honest. I consider my childhood a little bit gloomy sometimes. At least I experienced a lot of gloom during my childhood. So thinking back to it, I think about that stuff as well. And it's not bad thinking about that stuff, but I only do it in moderation. I'll do it right now and having a conversation about it, but not in my active life. Yeah, as a kid, I never had any friends up until year 4, and I did have a friend in year 3, but every time their friends came about, they said you in my name like I was following them. So you were only a friend by necessity. Like when the other person didn't have their other friends over, then you were allowed to be their friends. Yeah, you deserve way more than that, Nova. Like, I can tell you that, my friend. Don't settle for people that don't want to be with you. If people want to be with you, they'll show you. They'll make it apparent, very apparent, that they want to spend time with you. And you deserve that, friend. Every single one of us deserve that. And I appreciate you, friends, being willing to spend this time with me as well. I don't take it for granted. It means the world. Thank you for sharing your part of infinity with me. Genuinely. Weed in time may not taste the best. Weed and thyme, definitely not. Weed and thyme, oh, I see what you did there, sucker witch. You thought too much about it. Time to go, family. My reasons for being at the stream must have been fulfilled. If you're capable of lucid dreaming, you know how to access the Akashic records, love, light, and enough to all. Enjoy. I want to give you abundance, even more than enough. Love to you, friend. Thank you for sharing your time and your presence with us. 1 second per second. That's how fast time is. 1 second per second, dude. You do realize the way we understand time is completely subjective. 1 second per second would be laughable. If you say 1 second per second to an alien, it'll be like, oh, you don't even know what you're saying. I think a proper way of measuring time, at least on a galactical level, is we're going to have to find some sort of isotope that decays at a constant rate and then measure time in that way. You know, like no matter where in the universe you measure that isotope's decay rate, it should be a certain linear understanding of it, and in that way we could find a measure of time. But the thing is as well, the gravity can literally distort those time fields as well, you know, pressure as well. It's a trip. Yeah, as a kid. Okay, I'm sorry, man. My childhood was pretty lonely, actually. I was bullied and I moved 5 times in year 4. Yeah, good childhood memories were with my family and being around them as a kid. I hear you, man. I also didn't have any good memories of like friends, unfortunately. My entire primary school experience was basically spent with me reading. And I think I kind of, would opt into doing that again because I learned so much and I forced myself into a lot of growth because I exposed myself to stuff that I wouldn't have been exposed to if I wasn't reading. So I think it's okay, dude. It's okay. We experience the things we experience to be the person we are right now, to become the people that we will be. You're doing fine, Nova. You're doing it right now. Right smack dab in the middle of that infinity, always. Always. You are the point. You are the point in the middle of infinity. Love to you, beautiful wife and precious sweet pea. Thank you so much. Lol, it's a mind trip. It's all a mind trip, joyous. My brain, dude, slowly melting. Slowly melting. Congrats, man. It's a privilege to grow your own. It really is mixed to death. It genuinely is. And I believe every single person that should be allowed deserves the privilege of being able to grow their own body if they want to. Yes, Ninja. What Kira said, have a beautiful day. Please do have a lovely day. So much love. Effing bologna sausages, fudge roll ice cream, sucker shack. Fuck. Damn, this universe be nice to my day. Kira, that is so creative. I love that. Do I have to delete my uncommon? Because I swear, no, please keep it. That is the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. So I grew up, as I grew up, though they always told me to go away because I was annoying, it made me sad. Also, when I was 9, I had 3 friends and I lost them all. So I had 0 friends for a long time. And on top, I'll read the rest now. Nova, sending you and your aunt and your family so much love. Thank you, Thought. You're being sent love, Nova. Of my family telling me to go away, and I had no one to hang with. I fell into a major depression. And you feel like you're not in that depression right now. Do you feel you're more secure spending time with yourself right now, Nova? Because you went through those things? At least that's the conclusions I've come to with my own personal experience of that. What is your opinion? Have you learned something from it? Dude, a rug's mate. Yes, Boney Nunzer. Dude, rug's mate? Rug's mate, mate. Dude's your mate, mate. I'm sorry, Boney. I'm happy to have you here, friend. I just don't know what you mean. What do you mean, dude? How are you, though? Tell me that at least. Dwarf, hey, what's up with you, friend? It's nice to have you here again, and thank you. I just want to, shout you out a little bit. You've been showing up, so frequently, my friend, and it's been so nice to have you here. Yesterday, you said that we're war criming less. Would you travel 1,000 kilometers north and say the same thing, to Iraq or something? don't really have the financial means to do that. And I don't exactly see how that would help, even if I did, Joyous. You know, if anything, like if you can give me a direction, say do step A, then you do step B, then you do step C, and then equals the betterment of mankind, I'll do it though. Fucking watch me, I'll do it. Right now, I've done that for myself. You know, I've set these steps in my own mind of how can I help as many people as I potentially can where I am right now. You know, feeling stuck in the middle of, you know, this epidemic, in the middle of the biggest worklessness crisis in South Africa, in the middle of so much nonsense. What can I do to try and, you know, keep my own sanity, to try and help the sanity of the rest of the world? And that's what we're doing, what we're doing right now, Joyous. That's why we're saying the things we're saying right now. I appreciate you being here. Do you feel it's been helping? I mean, you've been showing up pretty frequently as well. I feel like your comments are becoming a little bit more and more eased. You know, they're not as sharp anymore. Have you noticed the same thing? Punk rock lobster! Ooh, punk rock lobster in my mind looks sick as fuck. It's like this red lobster who has these black lines painted all over himself, has this big ass mohawk, obviously, you know, has a bunch of tattoos, has a bunch of bangles with like silver studs and stuff. Punk rock lobster is a fucking G. Thank you for joining us, friend. It's nice to have you here. Yeah. Yeah, I've learned to cope with that type of stuff. Now, my family is a lot kinder to me. Now that I've grown up a lot more. I would say I've learned how to be alone and I enjoy it. In a good way, though. I agree with you as well, friend. I feel the same way. My family has become kinder as well. And they appreciate the time that I do spend with them more. But I feel like I am less likely to spend as much time as I might have used to. At least that's the way I sometimes feel. It matured me a lot, taught me to be more observant and kinder to others instead of mean. There you go. That's exactly the conclusion I wanted you to come to, Nova. That's what we're doing. That's what we're doing, and we know that's the only way to make things better. Be kind to ourselves, be kind to others. If you can be kind to everyone, you will light up the world, friend. You are lighting up the world just by being kind to every single person that comes through your life. Punk Rock Lobster says, it bugs me how insignificant we are in space and time. It's barely measurable, less than a grain of sand to the earth. Much less than that. Or like, you know, microorganisms compared to the earth. Why does it bother you? Why does it bug you? You know, do you feel you want to be more significant? You know, I've had this conversation as well, you know, Punk Rock Lobster. Even if you could, you know, spray paint Punk Rock Lobster, big ass, over the entire planet, you know, literally numbers or letters you can see from space as space turns. Punk Rock Lobster, you make your mark on planet Earth. On the grand scheme of the universe, those also won't be noticed. And then you're like, oh fuck that, you know, the observable universe. Spray paint Punk Rock Lobster over the entire observable universe, you know, use stars if you want to, use entire galaxies if you want to spell your name out. And then that set of infinity is going to be potentially captured within a larger set of infinity that is so large that that thing is again going to be completely insignificant. The beautiful thing we get to notice, punk rock, is that we are in the middle of that infinity. You are always in the middle of that infinity. Every single observer is in the middle of that infinity. You're looking both ways. Smack dab in the middle. Yeah! Yeah! My brain, please. Okay, I'm gonna relax with myself as well. And never hurt others and backstab them. Yet, whenever I make friends, they push me away, and I don't see what their actions are doing to someone. They act nice, but I can see their intentions whenever they say no or not. But someday I will make good friends, I hope. You have us, Nova. We're good friends now, my friend. Thank you for being here with us. You know, something that if I can give you advice, if you feel that people can't handle you, you know, they don't know how to spend time with you, listening more helps a lot. You know, I found, especially in my relationships, I've also had a hard time sometimes keeping friends. And listening more has been the only way to really mediate that as well. Thanks. I love being here. And we love having you, Nova. Thank you, friend. And thank you for being so open to listening as well. You know, like people want to be heard. Fundamentally, that's one of the most important things to us. Oh, my apologies, Christian. Spelling, it's spelled with an H and one less A, technically, but it's completely okay, Lynn. I understood what you meant. I genuinely appreciate you. I find it interesting that people are disturbed by their place in the universe. I guess the age of the universe is daunting, and daunting compared to haunting, and daunting compared to our lifespan. Oh yeah, very much so. You know, if the history of Earth had to be condensed into one calendar year, all of humanity's existence or civilization's existence would be, I think, in the last minute of the last hour of that entire year. Literally a fraction of the entire existence that has been existed. Time, goodness. Sorry if I talk about the same topic too much. No, talk about it as much as you need to. Talk about it every single time to the point where you feel you don't need to talk about it anymore. I encourage you to do that, Nova. You don't have to apologize or feel like you are at a lack in any way, man. Genuinely, you're doing so fine. Hey, goeiedag, jou aantrekkelijke dier. Oh, stop it. Yeah. Nelson is coming in here and he's like, good day, you sexy animal. Thank you. I appreciate you, friend. There's so much love to you as well, Nelson. Wat sal ek jou noem? As ek 'n aantreklike dier is jy 'n sappige monster. I don't know if that's completely a compliment, but it sounds nice to say it in Afrikaans. You're a sappige monster. Sappige monster just means you saucy monster. You snilk throwing maniac. Thank you for joining us, Nelson. Making Uncle Becky some chicken bone broth. Has shiitake, lion's mane reishi, and turkey tail mushrooms. Superfood for the win. Goodness, Uncle Becky will turn into Superman if he drinks tea like that. That sounds amazing. Or a broth like that, I guess. That sounds genuinely amazing. Would you consider trying to take the longest puff on that joint? You know what? I'm gonna regret doing this, Snowball. But just because you asked me to, now I have to. I'm not people pleasing. I just want to make you smile. And if that's gonna make you smile, just imagining you smile, encourages me. So I'll take a long puff. Also, what's your favorite homemade meal? Stir fry. I love stir fry. Ooh. What did I do? Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm gonna do fine. Okay, continuing. Reading. Human autonomy. Yes. Reach out. Take a sip of water. I am sending luminous chakras your way, my friend. Beautiful. I saw it in this diamond shape that had this flames throughout it, and then it was kind of yellow at the top, and then kind of like smoky clear, not clear yellow on the bottom. Also, are you okay? I'm doing fine. That puff just kind of burnt. It was just very hot. It wasn't really that strong, it was just super duper hot. 1 second is very relative, exactly. When it comes to these phantom cameras, a second can literally be hours worth of footage. Delectable. XOXOXO. Ooh, yum. Hello, Mr. Mel, blushing. It's nice to see you again. Looking and sounding good, all good with me. I'm so happy to hear that, friend. It's nice to have you here again in our space. Share your time with us. Thank you, genuinely. Mm, mm. I feel good. I hope you're feeling good. I hope you're feeling good, friend. What has been going on in your mind? What has been going on in your mind? Anything that you would like to get out of your mind, try. You know, put it in words. Look at it from the observer's perspective. Be like, huh, I thought that. Why did I think that? Why did I think I should think? Why did I think that? Trip yourself out a little bit. Joyous is saying, lol, time is measured by light. That is how we have figured everything out. An alien isn't going to deny it. That's reality. Like, light doesn't experience time, though, dude. Like, light is a timeless thing in our world. That's the trip about it. That's reality. Time moves at 1 second per second. Explorable. Extrapolate that how you will. Like, the thing is, again, you know, 1 second per a second is relative. A second can be a lot of your experience. It just depends on how you use that second. And technically, light doesn't age. It doesn't experience time in the same linear way that we do. Would you live in this time, but in reverse? You live days backwards, from your morning to the night, so it has a regular day, but in reverse. I don't know, I've thought about that, Nova, but how would that work physically? Would it just be the same thing? You would just become aware of the same cycle, because it's still going to be day and night. The way you experience it is just going to be a little bit convoluted. Sounds trippy. It has veggies and spices in it too, so it's really yummy and soothing. Best gift ever. It sounds amazing. Soup sounds perfect for today. You rock in all of the ways. Thank you for taking care of our Uncle Becky as well. On being, it means the world. Childhood is your foundation. I struggle with PTSD from mine. Whew. Like, I want to ask you more about that, punk rock lobster, but I know that's a sensitive topic, and it can be difficult to share when it comes to, you know, subject matter like that. For what it's worth, thank you for being your loving self, for being someone that's aware, you know, even though that awareness might make you feel small right now. Thank you for being aware. Have you tried things to help with your PTSD? Have you heard about the Mdma trials they're doing right now to help people with PTSD? And thank you for being here with us, for being vulnerable with us, my friend. I lived in the country as a child, only saw friends at school. I talked to myself a lot. It helped. I believe it helped. I think it's a good thing, you know, that we got to talk to ourselves. We grew. We became more full people. Another thing that keeps me going is that eventually the day will be over. Soon you will be in your bed again and wake up, and the next day and repeat. Soon it will all be over, and that's relaxing. That's weird, Nova, because I'm like almost the opposite. I don't really like, you know, running the day down and then going to sleep. I've talked about this on stream before, you know, if I could hire someone to sleep for me, I probably would. You know, you could still sleep for yourself if you wanted to, but if someone else could sleep for you and then give you the energy that they would get from sleeping, I would make use of that service. Don't have to sleep myself. Not to Iraq, I mean to Chad, to the Congo, to anywhere in Central Africa. Be realistic. Oh, I'm trying to be realistic, Joyous. Like, the thing is, again, how's it gonna help, dude? Is it gonna help? Is it gonna make a difference? We are. Fundamentally, if you go and look at the frequency at which people were killed in war and stuff like that, in comparison to the amount or the frequency at which it's happening right now, there's a significant decline, fortunately. It sucks, but you will still be awake. Maybe that's why we have dreams. I feel dreams are a very important part of our, you know, existences as well. It's like this, almost like free playground for your mind to experience and express things in the reverse, where you might feel a little bit more limited in this physical reality. So you go to this dream state and you can really kind of go mad with power. Metal. I'm happy you appreciate it, Mdma. Thank you for joining us. It's so nice to have you here. Meltmore, I showed your stream to my cat, and he gives you loving blinks. Dwarf, you wanna make me melt into a little puddle? Thank you for showing me to your cat. Love you, little kitty. I've been working on a new piece that is like this cosmic cat entity. Looks pretty trippy. A lot of straight lines again, but yeah, I'll share when I'm ready to. Man, I trip myself out if I try and make something. I don't know how Jovan does it. She's a freaking superhero. Uh, I took MDMA once. It was half a pill. I couldn't stop smiling at all. I was so happy, and for some reason, I thought a tree was beautiful. And I literally could feel my legs. I felt like a cloud floating. Couldn't feel my legs. That's how much I couldn't feel my legs. I completely understand what you're talking about, Nova. Yeah, trees are beautiful, friend. You know, trees are beautiful. You don't like. There's no need for some reason trees are beautiful. Trees are beautiful. And technically, what MDMA is a reuptake inhibitor. So serotonin reuptake inhibitor to be completely accurate, if you will. So the serotonin you have in your body, more of it gets utilized or used or put into the receptor than they normally would. So you experience your own serotonin in excess. But as a result of that, you can deplete your own naturally, accumulated serotonin levels. That's why if you're going to do it, it should be done in a very respectful way of your own body and of the substance as well. And if you're doing it for PTSD, definitely having the help of a professional or someone who knows what they're doing is very important. Go and do your own research. I'm not suggesting anything. This is all you friends. I survived my 1/8 last night. It was really tame. Batch, lol. I'm happy to hear that. I'm guessing 1/8 of an ounce. I don't know how much that is. Unfortunately, eat red meat. If you have like grammage for me, I'll know. I'm happy to hear it was tame. Maybe that was the experience you needed to have. But it's weird because I have ADHD meds. Never have been that happy on that compared to MDMA. It was just pure bliss. Like ADHD meds mess with your it depends on actually ADHD meds mess with your dopamine release or just your actual receptors. So it technically acts on a different pathway completely than serotonin or psychedelics would. So yeah, not going to be the same experience. I'm happy to hear you had a good time though, Nova. Like, I'm happy to also hear that you don't get the same experience with ADHD meds because that would be highly concerning. That's a good point. It's not that I want to be more significant. I actually try to hide away from a society. I guess it makes me feel so meaningless in a way, and barren, or empty, if that makes sense. It makes perfect sense, punk rock. Feeling like no matter how powerful I become, even if I become the most wealthy person in the entire world, I won't actually have the means to, in a financial way, just change everything, make everything the way that I want it to. And in that way, it can feel very disheartening in this experience of being a human being. But we can still dream these things. We can still move forward towards them. We can still experience life in the midst of it. And that's what the point is. That's the perspective of infinity you're supposed to take, not the flabbergasted of how big it is and how daunting it looks, but excitement with what's to come, if you will. There's more to come. Punk rock lobster. I want to see you there, friend. Keep showing up with me. My mother found out about it, but I still had an awesome time. Let your mom find out about it. I told my mom about my experiences, and because I've shared my experiences with my mom has gotten to the point where she's made the decision for herself. She hasn't yet, but I'm going to take her through an experience where she's willing to now go through a monkey experience on mushrooms. And I'm looking forward to helping her with that, dude. So, yeah. Your first language is Afrikaans. Do you not feel like an invader on other people's land? Nee. Ook ons sal like ons is 'n invader voel in ander mense se land though. Like the internet is literally all of humanity's, my friend. There's no such thing as invading on the internet. Listening allows one to wear the emotions of those pouring them out. what a beautiful way of seeing it. Like I literally imagined your words as this beautiful pashmina, and me walking up to it and like it's like floating in space, and me walking up to it and like kind of pushing my back against it, holding onto the little edges of it and pulling it down on myself. Thank you, Sucker Witch. I love that, friend. I'm more talking about humanity as a whole, not like my personal mark on things. I feel you, punk rock. I completely feel you, my friend. Literally, as I said, you could be the richest person in the entire world, and you would still not be able to make that big of a difference for speaking another language. Yeah, I guess so. It was kind of funny. Thank you for the helpful dwarf. Would that not take an active effort of one's part to feel responsible in the first place? I'm Irish. Should I hate all the English people based on that logic? Like, Joyous is a very spicy individual. And like Nelson, if Joyous has been tuning into your streams and have been saying the same things you've been saying to me, to you, you would have probably ripped him a new one to the point where there's an entire new being standing in front of you because you've ripped him a new one to the point where he completely reinversed. I'm sorry, that might have been horrible. But yeah, Joyous is a friend that is a little bit more on the spicy side. I love him still. I'm like, thank you for joining us. Frankie Mary, thank you for your love. I always appreciate you, friend. Unless Estienne planned his birth and those circumstances, I hope now. Don't say. Oh, wait a second. Oh boy, mushrooms sound scary. I don't know if I could handle hallucinations or sensations. If it's anything that feels like I'm being reborn again and merging into my body, when I took DMX, it's not like that at all. Not like that at all. Like mushrooms technically contain a substance called, psilocybin. Psilocybin, after it gets phosphorylated, literally a process that goes through in your liver, where phosphate groups get broken off of this molecule, turns into psilocin, which is a very close representation or implementation, mimic, clone, let me say it, of our own naturally produced serotonin. So it bonds to the same receptors that your own serotonin would bond to. Serotonin is the way that our brain perceives communication as well, be it from our visual cortex or from a communication, someone that's talking to us, a smile, your body gives you serotonin. Like if I'm smiling at you, you're receiving more serotonin, positive information about that, instead of me being angry at you and you receiving the opposite of that and that being a threat to you. So as soon as you take this compound, psilocybin, the compound active in mushrooms, your brain suddenly has more information. You still have all your brain cells, all your capacity, all your potential. You're just experiencing your own potential through a larger sense of infinity, a larger insight with perspective of information. Like you have literal more information to deal with. So it's like upclocking your CPU. So if you're gonna take enough mushrooms to the point where you can literally hallucinate things, then you've gone far, and there's like stages to it as well. You'll be fine. Nova, like I'm not encouraging you, I'm just explaining personal perspective and my understanding of it. Don't say how long it has been for human existence if you can't handle 1 second per second. That's the most base way to handle time. There's a difference between speaking in reality and just talking shit. I guess so, Joyce. I guess there would be a difference. But in this perspective, if I want to flip the coin on you, you're the one talking shit. Oh, it's fine. It's completely fine. I get what you're saying. But when it comes to, for instance, 10,000 years, even though that 10,000 years will be measured in 1 second per second intervals, suddenly a single second in the scope of those 10,000 years loses its significance in comparison to a single second in a 10-second time span. And in that way, time is completely relative. And because of the time dilation that happens with our reality being as infinite as it is, and there having been 4.5 billion years since the formation of our planet, then shit becomes wacky, dude. Then 1 second per second loses a bit of its significance if you're You can put it in one way. You're making anti-sense. Anti-sense. Hello, dear. Hello, Nels. Always refreshing to have you here in the wild. You saw nothing. You didn't see anything. Sinks down into his hole again. Very good. Move along. I already saw Nels of the dog. Nothing more. Many days. I look forward to bedtime and silence and solace. You can do that in meditation as well, though, eat red meat. You can give that, you know, silence and solace to yourself at any moment. It never technically evades you. We just kind of forget about it. Do you believe that zodiac signs really make us up as a whole person? Or that we are just ourselves, a human being learning and growing as we go? It's 2 a.m. for me, Nova. For your zodiac sign, thank you for being up so late with me. I think there are 3.333. Goodness, it's almost 4 a.m. for Nova. So I think they have correlations that can be made with these zodiac signs. Like they might have some sort of vague definition that they hit, you know, on your personal persona, personality, ego, if you will. But I don't think anything can completely encapsulate a person. And weirdly enough, human beings and the universe as a whole, maybe, and the psychedelic realms as well, have these archetypes within them. Reoccurring imagery, reoccurring understandings, ideas. And that might just be a condition of us as human beings. Because we see these reoccurring things within humanity, we have tried to establish certain ways to kind of box them, because we do that as humans. We like to label things, we like to name things, because we believe as soon as we've named something, we know it. So in that way, I don't believe in zodiac signs, because again, you can't name me, you can't pin me down, you can't box me in with nothing. Zodiac sign included. It could be a small part of the infinity, but technically you already are the encapsulation of that infinity. Words are just abstractions from that, and you know, zodiac signs included. Many days. Already that one. I've done therapy and I've tried medications with very limited success. Still in therapy. I've tried to figure out how to participate in those trials, but I've never figured it out. Punk rock, it's just a matter of time now, my friend. Like I hope that it will, you know, become more and more available to the point where you won't have to, you know, look for it and have a hard time finding it. It'll be easy. Yes, exactly. I'm happy you feel that way as well, Neva. These are the things we feel intrinsically as well, you know, but sometimes we choose not to see those things. If you don't stop talking to me, total stranger you ever talked to, I'll blow my bad guys. See you in the garage. That's hilarious. Just ate some mushrooms last night for antidepressant medication. Thank you. Eat red meat for being willing to share that as well, my friend. Some drugs can temporarily replace sleep for you. Yeah. Serotonin, like, ooh, man, technically a lot of them can. If you want to do that, is very much up to you, and if you're asking my opinion on it, I would very much discourage that. You know, and it's funny to me as well, at festivals, and this is not a judgment of anyone, this is just an observation of what I've seen. At festivals, the first like night, Friday night, people are basically getting into it, and then they're going throughout the entire night, not sleeping, you know, having fun. And then around 6 a.m. they go to bed, and then they wake up at like 10 a.m. again or whatever, and then they start the whole process over again. Friday night at a festival for me, around 11, 12, I'm going to my tent and I'm sleeping. Because I like sleep, and sleep is good for you. And then the next day, Saturday, I'm up at like 8 a.m. ish. They start playing like casual music, and I'm dancing. I'm having a good time. And then people lose their minds, and they come up to me and they're like, "What are you taking so you can have this much energy all through the weekend?" And I look them dead in the eyes, and I'm like, "I sleep. I sleep. Because sleep is good for you. You need to sleep." But they're like, "Yeah, but then you're gonna miss, you're gonna miss some of the conversations, the fun times, and like, you're not missing anything, friend. There's no such thing. Infinite experience is going to be experienced. I would rather have a good time with the time I have, being awake, being well rested, than go through the entire weekend like that. Like, that's the way that I feel about it. I think that medications somewhat harm us as depressants, stimulants, sedatives, painkillers, but it helps at the same time. They have uses. And if they're used correctly, they can help. But if they're abused, and it's the same thing for anything, cigarettes, alcohol, sugar included, if the things get abused, that's when it becomes a problem. And because people don't get educated, abuse is a possibility. It's something that becomes almost inevitable. Skip a few days of sleep, then you only need 15 hours one day to recoup, technically saving time. Please don't listen to Sensane's horrible advice. I know he's being completely tongue-in-cheek, but I love you, friend. I just want to make sure people don't, Sensane has a point. How is it going? How are you feeling less depressed? Have you been feeling depressed? I mean, it has antidepressant effects, but you don't even need to be depressed to take it in the first place. Does anyone else dream too vividly? I feel I dream extremely vividly, but I don't have as great recall over my dreams, Kira. Do you feel you're dreaming too vividly? Partly why I smoke so much, partly why I smoke so much as well. And I wanted to say that to Kira, I was like, oh yeah, I don't remember too vividly. When I wasn't smoking, I was remembering vividly again, and I was like, oh goodness, I need to start smoking again. Yeah, we do that, so it might be a symptom of us having too vivid of dreams, so we tend to smoke weed, and then that calms us down in this plane of existence as well. The old 1-2 punch. They were pretty weak compared to the last batch, but I had a good little cry, listened to some music, and today I feel great. I'm so happy to hear that, Eat Red Meat. Thank you for taking that time to heal yourself, taking that time to take care of yourself. Today's intention for this joint is self-care, and if that isn't self-care, I don't know what is. I frequently have dreams that I jump into the air and I fly, that are trippy at best. Thoughts, I love those, sucker bitch. And it's like, you almost just push off, right? You're like, oh, here I go. And then you just kind of like float over the environment. And for some reason, like if I go all the way and I fly into the sky, I instantly realize this is not how shit works. But for some reason, if I just kind of push off and then I push with my arms as well, I can like gain some more airtime. I fucking love that. It's so fun. It's so fun. My grandma's been on antidepressants, I'm guessing, for 20 plus years. And you're not supposed to be on it for so long. That's why I say it helps and harms at the same time. It can help you if you're willing to help yourself out of that way of thinking. If you're just using it as a crutch, then it's never going to help you, and in that way it can harm you as well. You're completely right, Nova. Sometimes I have crazy intense dreams where I'm all over the place. Oddly enough, I feel that's when I get the best sleep. When you have the crazy dreams and you're all over the place, maybe your mind gets a chance to completely lose its, nuts, if you will, lose its spanners, lose its mind, and then when you come back into this rigid reality, you have a better time, an easier time at it. I don't have any dreams. You probably do have dreams. You're probably just not recalling right now, Nova. Like, if you want to start remembering your dreams, journaling is a good way of doing that as well. Same, haven't worked yet, but cheers for the good efforts. I have scary jump off a cliff dreams sometimes, where I fly at the last second. That sounds trippy, actually. Really, oh wow. I'm glad you had the best reaction. Okay, like 1/8 of an ounce is 3.5 grams. That's a decent amount. I'm happy you had a good time, dude. I would say I'm sorry you didn't have a strong experience, because I feel with these things, the entheogens have almost a mind of their own. Like, to give you an example, me and Christian have gone for like 5 grams together, so one and a half, eighth, if you will, of an ounce. Maybe a little, yeah, maybe 1.5 eighth of an ounce. And I wasn't having any significant experience. Like I was having a significant experience, but not so much of my external reality. And then I had a 1 gram experience, so like 1/3 of an eighth. No, a third of one. How do I say that? I can technically say 1/24th of an eighth, right? Has a stronger effect on me at that moment than the like 5 grams had. The 1 gram experience was stronger than the 5 gram experience because I was in a different mindset and I could allow myself to experience it like that. And what I was expecting of it, like I set the intention for the second experience as freedom and the first experience as conscious evolution. And conscious evolution in that way had to be more collected, more serious almost, where freedom, I allowed myself to experience the experience more freely. And as a result of that, the 1 gram experience was stronger than the 5 gram experience. So I think you had the experience you needed to have. Eat, Rate, Me is the point I'm trying to make. What do you want for Christmas? I don't really need anything, Nova. Like, if I could ask for anything, there's a bunch of stuff I would ask for, but I don't need anything, so I don't want anything right now. Thank you though for asking. What do you want, friend? It only takes a little bit of weed to make me high, and I feel embarrassed. No, friend, that's a good thing. You should be happy about that. You get to save on money, and and you don't have to smoke as much. Millionaire tricks. When I was a kid, I was spinning, and I had a feeling of spinning or wanting everything to be small. Do you still feel that way in millionaire tricks? Like I feel the older we become, especially if we look for it, we realize that things are larger than we could have ever experienced. Fire breathing Jenny, namaste to you as well. Thank you for being here with us. How are you all doing? I'm doing well, Sensei. I'm doing really well. I'm having fun conversations with beautiful friends. How are you doing? Namaste. It's going to be a great day. I came back to listen to Mdma say how exciting, how big it is, or how daunting it looks. Out of context, Mdma. Go and take your dirty mind right out of that gutter, please. And thank you, Sensei. Just like that's what she said, Mel. Thank you, Sensei. I appreciate you, man. Always right that I begin to lucid dream. I wake up. I want to have a full lucid dream so badly. Practice makes perfect with stuff like that. I think you can do it, Jovan. Absolutely. Hey, Estian, how are you doing? So well, good job. Thank you for being here with us, my beloved friend. So much love to you. I'm on the cusp to the citadel where I always am in my dreams will soon be under my control. You got this, Kira Burr. Good morning, good morning. Psilocybin makes me happy, but uncomfortable, but comfortable. I feel, okay. So to me as well, like exactly that, Eat, Red Meat. I have the exact same experience. To me, it starts off with something is different. Then because something is different, discomfort, because my model of how reality is, how my way of thinking is, how I interpret the rest of the world is now falling apart again, and that's uncomfortable. And then after it's completely melted through the cracks and my pure conscious awareness is just unencumbered again, then I'm comfortable again. And then I literally encourage myself, through that experience where I'm uncomfortable. I'm just like, not more, just melt more. And then you basically get left with what you actually are. It really is an experience. I get what you say, eat red meat. I really don't want a lot for Christmas. Maybe a game or two. And I really want a raspberry and vanilla white chocolate mousse cake. That sounds so nice. That sounds so nice. That sounds doable, Nova. I think you can do that, right? Are you going to be with family for Christmas? Please do tell me. I want to see this illustrated. Me too. That sounds amazing. Oh goodness, Kara. It looks so grand in my mind's eye. I have been working on that shit. I just opened up my house since it's been nearly 12 a.m. But it's still hotter outside. I effed up. I'm sorry to hear that, Mark. You got this, my friend. 12 a.m., but it's still hotter outside. It's like in the middle of the night, but it's still warm outside. I'm guessing that's what you're saying right now, dwarf. Must be terrible. All that heat. Oh, absolutely. I was supposed to be down to 25 Cs overnight, but I think it's still 30 degrees Celsius with 100% humidity. Oh, dwarf! 100% humidity at that temperature sounds like an experience, let's call it. Yes, it will be. It's a tradition also. We celebrate Christmas the day before. It's 12 a.m. At 12 a.m. We did the same thing, Nova. I'm happy to hear that that tradition goes, further actually. I don't have air conditioning or heating. I don't mind the heat, but the stuffiness of the humidity makes me feel like I can't breathe sometimes. I know that feel. Dwarf, it's brutal. Oh, good luck to you, my friend. A balmy 27 degrees here. -4 right now here. Yeah, flex on us. Why don't you? It's insane. G unit. I mean, definitely not G unit. What am I talking about? Good morning in Texas anyway. I'm smoking a joint in your honor. Ooh, G unit. I'm gonna smoke this joint in your honor as well. No, you. No, you. Thank you, friend. So much love to you, G unit. Mm-hmm. Wow, that's nice to know that it's currently 19 degrees in Australia. Ooh, that sounds kind of nice actually. Very nice. -33 degrees Celsius here. I wouldn't eat red meat before. That's crazy. That's a victory is win, victory is worse. Yeah, a lot worse. Last year for sober October, I had crazy nightmares when I quit smoking. This year, for October, I had crazy nightmares as well. Eat red meat. It was wild, dude. It really kind of brings back your awareness and your appreciation of the bud as well. That's really strange. The longer I smoked dope, the more I would just stop dreaming altogether. I think maybe my brain works differently to others. I don't think you stop dreaming. I just think you stop remembering more and more, dwarf. I don't feel we can stop dreaming. Like every single mammal dreams, rats, dogs, cats, horses, and cows. All of us dream. It serves a vital function in our brain activity. We just don't remember as much of it, I think. No, one of the common side effects of ganja is lack of dreams, but side effects don't happen for everybody. That's true as well. I've been hoying dreams nonetheless, and I actually I made peace rather with the fact that my dreams are gonna stop again when I start smoking again, but they haven't, which has also been very interesting. Your explanation of the flying dream, pushing off and soaring is exactly as I remember it. It's wonderful. It's crazy to me that we share those type of dreams as well, Sucker Witch. One of the craziest moments that I had as a child was when I shared the fact that I had these dreams with the family, and my dad shared the fact that he's been having those dreams since he was a child as well. And it was this kinship moment of me and my dad being like, oh, what the fuck, we have the same dreams. Pew, 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 pew. I wanna fly so high. Oh, I wanna fly. Me too, Toasty. Maybe we will, dude. Jetpacks are becoming a thing right now. Asks Insane. Insane unironically wants to own one of those things. That's lovely. I'm glad you're in the afterglow. The afterglow was such an amazing experience as well. Breathing underwater dreams are neat and sometimes scary. I've never had one of those. Have I? Maybe I have, but I can't remember right now, Siobhan. Breathing underwater dreams. I need to go and scuba more. Maybe I'll start dreaming that way. I wanna get away. What's with the scarf? What's with the scarf, homeboy? It's a new one, dude. And I have 2 scarves now. This one and that one. Well, technically I have 3 scarves. Technically I have 4. Technically I have 5. So all my scarves have been gifted to me. I didn't buy or acquire any of the scarves I have for myself. The very first scarf I ever got, I got from Adam. The second scarf I ever got, I got from Christian. The third scarf I ever got, I got from my mom. The fourth scarf I got from TJ. And this one I got from Merman. So the collection is growing, my friend. And these things can be turned into like personal cooling units. You wet the neck and then you add that wet neck piece to yourself. You have some of that water drip down. It has an increased or a larger surface area than your skin has, especially because it's attached to the rest of the wetness. And then it cools you down by extension. So that's the reason. I just want to laugh. I don't know if that's gonna make you laugh, but I hope it intrigues you. Peace out, friends. Time to get out of bed and join the real world again. Eat red meat. Go and do so with a good heart, dude. As I know that you have. I hope that these streams help. So much love to you. What happened at the end? What happens at the end of the year? The next year starts. The next year starts, insane. I'm never stopping, bro. I wasn't joking. I'm going to then actually properly try, I guess. Yeah, we'll see. I'm gonna need your help as well, Sensei. You're like, oh yeah, sits up, listens, excuse me? Yeah, dude, we're gonna do it, man. We're gonna have those chats. Especially in the last few days of December, we're gonna have some good chats. I'm already 80% weed, 20% human slash burp. I guess I stay vivid dreamy forever, or I need a tea break. I just think you're super powerful, Kira Burb, that even the attempts of limiting your infinite potential fails. So much love to you. What will happen? There we go. Freaking Toasty at the exact same mind space. For Meltmore. Yeah, dude, 2020 is gonna come. 2020 is gonna come. Hopefully, within 2020, we'll be able to actually, I want to say, establish something. Maybe this was the establishment of it. Hopefully we'll be able to survive 2020, let me say it that way. Yeah, that sounds good. Sorry, I couldn't resist. No, Toasty, you were like in my mind though. Perfect. Oh, where be Gob? Gob be somewhere in this universe. Damn it. As soon as I closed my eyes and I thought about Gob, I saw him on that freaking tractor. Gob is forever stuck on that tractor in my mind. Oh, wait a second. I think I missed some. I have a cat called Cow. He is cute, very fat, and a giant cat. He is black and white ragdoll with 2 white dots on his back. Also, his nickname is Moo Moo, Moo Boy, and Cowboy. Good luck. 2020 will be a good year for all of us, hopefully. I hope so as well. Nova, this year has been like that. Goodness. And it's been so quick, and yet it's felt so long at the same time. You know, I feel like I experienced 10 years of personal growth within the last year. And in that way, it feels extremely time dilated. And then knowing that now I'm in December again, I feel, what the fuck happened? How am I here? Oh, thank you for the gold, Sucker Witch. I do love gold. I do love gold. I appreciate you, friend. Yeah, I can't believe it's already December 8th. Goodness, Nova, it's crazy. I love your commitment to the purple cup. It's a nice cup for sure. Perfect size, perfect color. It's a 500 ml cup, G unit. And then I usually drink between 4 and 6 of these. So between 2 and 3 liters of water. And then I'm like, I'm set. Thank you. I'm happy you appreciate this cup. I wasn't joking. One day, this cup will help someone. I genuinely believe that. We can help someone with this cup as well. Anything can be used as a means to help people. Cups included. I was gonna ask, is that the purple cup? You bring it with you. I had to. I had to, Chevron. I was like, what do I have to take with me? And I saw the cup and I was like, guess I'm gonna have to take it with me. Is that cup your favorite? It is. I really love this cup. This is my favorite cup. You should name it. I haven't actually named it. I saw like tree-esque type of, so like something about growth maybe. So what this purple represents to me is intuition and insight. I have a hard time naming things. It took me a long time to name my speaker. Took me a long time to name my PC as well. I think it's gonna take me a while to name my cup. Oh goodness. Better not rush this decision, you know. Maybe you make a mistake. Wouldn't want that. I mean, a little bit dramatic. I'm gonna think about it a little bit though. God is being summoned. Ooh, Scarmelia is here as well. Love to you, friend. How are you doing? How are the kids? It's so nice to have you here. I often think the same. Like, I'm committed, you know, just in general. Like, I really like to commit myself to things. I don't know necessarily why. Maybe it makes the masculine nature within me rather feel like I'm moving towards something. I have some sort of stability because internally, melting, actually melting. I'm gonna put a pin in this, and then everything around the pin you just put in. Like, where did the pin go? Where did the fucking pin go? The pin was right there, I'm pretty sure. So, being somewhat stable within this realm of existence is the only way that I can keep my sanity sometimes. You should name it. I just did a random name generator. What do you think of Ermius? Ermius. Ermius. The problem is, I'm going to remember it. I'm going to remember it. Ermius. Oh, and God will uplift. I love you, dude. It means God will uplift. Ermius, God will uplift. You know what? Ermius it is. Ermius it is. Do remind me again, Nova. Ermius. Like, what the fuck are you saying? Mias. So, like Mia, like a friend I have, but multiple of her. Mias could be God uplifts. Ermius. Almost like Hermes. Ermius. Let's see if I've made enough freaking links in my brain to remember. That is crazy though. It is, especially since you generated randomly, dude. God will uplift. Ermius. I like that. 2022, yes. When the next year comes, it's gonna be 2022, and we're gonna continue. I appreciate your candid conversation. I feel at ease and more relaxed. Stress has been the norm lately. This is extremely refreshing. This is why we do this. Soccer Witch, thank you so much for sharing those words with me. I can't even tell you how much it means to me. So much love to you. We deserve to calm down. We deserve to have these moments. Your loved friend. You're so loved. It's really refreshing and lovely that we're here with us, friend. So much. Like, you've been a beautiful co-creator to these streams. I almost don't want 2021 to end. Bajina. I don't know what Bajina means. Again, you with the bamboozles. Why? Do you feel you're holding on to something within 2021? If so, tell me what's insane. I would like to hear. But is Ermius a good name for the cup? Yeah, I like it. I do like it. Ermius. Like, I've never heard that name before, so it's difficult for me to remember, but I'm gonna try. Please do remind me again, dude. I'm kind of feeling into that too. Maybe I'm more scared of 2022. We're just scared of what's more to come, you know, or we're scared of the same to come, especially with this whole COVID bullshit, dude. Please make it stop. Yeah, we're feeling like that right now. So 2022 is gonna come again and be like, oh please, not more the same. Epiphany Cup. Ooh, I like that as well. Ermius. But the thing is, Ermius now means in my mind, God will uplift. And now I'm thinking about every sip with that intention. Taking sips from Ermius with the intention of God will uplift. God will uplift. God will uplift. Can't help myself then. Humility. Thank you so much, Toasty, for sharing your love as well, friend. Like, you have been such a wise teacher in my life as well. Such a wonderful source of joy, dude. The stuff you say, the things you notice. I genuinely appreciate you so much, man. I can't remember if I told you about my possible hip surgery or not. You did. My evaluation is on the 29th to see if they're going the surgery route or more personal PT, personal training, I'm guessing. I am hoping, that you're in a good enough place that it's only personal training. And I'm happy that you have access to the medical facilities to actually go and check it out. You're gonna be okay, Scarmelia. Thank you for sharing this space with us. And thank you for being here. Genuinely, you're so loved. Oh, thank you for the coin gift, Francis. It's so nice to have you here. How are you doing? How are the kitties? So much love being sent your way. Unity, peace, love, unity, respect. Yes, thank you, Thirsty. So much love to you as well. It's insane. It's the Plur Cup. I actually like that. Oh man, you see, Toasty, now you have like created so much cognitive dissonance within me. Ermias is cool, but Plur instantly makes me think of purple for some reason. I don't know why. Maybe because all of the letters in Plur are also in purple. I like the Plur cup. Would you be offended, Nova? We can call it Ermias, dude. But the Plur cup is something that I would easily remember as well. Damn it. Damn it, fuck, I'm being torn apart. You're tearing me apart, Lisa. You're tearing me apart. Wow, that's so funny. It's good and surreal. Ermias Cup. God will uplift. I can still do it now. He's like, no, how dare you, Mel? Stop, you can't. Good luck on the friends. No, Ermias Plur. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, so technically we just give him a surname. It's Ermias Plur. Ermias Plur sounds like a cool dude. What a cool dude Ermias Plur would be. Yeah, we know he's smart. You see, we can build bridges, do the cosmic handshakes all across the world, using this as a medium. Thanks for being the best chosen family ever. Love you all endlessly. Love you, Kira Berg. We love you endlessly, my friend. Thank you for choosing us, for sharing your time with us. It means the world, genuinely. First name Ermias, last name Plur. Yeah, dude, thank you, Nova. You're so freaking cool, man. I appreciate your co-creation as well. If anyone is seeking clarity in their thoughts, I am providing free positive coaching for the rest of the month. Thank you, beloved brothers insane. To you friends who are like, I'm not sure if I really want to, get positive coaching done. How is that going to be helpful? It's helpful. It helped me. Insane is really clever. He's very aware. He listens. He asks amazing questions. I would highly recommend it if your friends would be willing to. Much to you, Jovan. I appreciate you, my friend. Love the family too. It rhymes with amethyst, sort of. And amethyst is the color of your cup. Ooh. You're right. Armias, amethyst, Armias Plur. Man, I'm like, Armias Plur is becoming a being in my mind now. How dapper. Spits on me. Don't do that. I'm aware 2022 will be nothing like 2021 for me. I want to soak in these last days slowly. Mdma is almost. Biki, okay, I kind of see it. Man, no, love you, dude, love you. Lovely spell in that cup. Yeah, Armias, God will uplift, and technically it's now Armias Plur, so God will uplift, peace, love, unity, and respect. That's the energy that we now as a collective have imbued on this cup. And now I won't be ever able to take a sip of this cup without thinking about that. Now this cup has gained more sense of infinity to it, literally. And we do that. We can do it with everything. We can do it with these cellular devices. We can do it with our physical bodies as well. Armias means God will uplift. Plur means peace, love, unity, and respect. That's the perfect cup, man, right? It's perfect, Nova. You said it perfectly as well. Thank you for co-creating in this way, man. You've helped. Now I won't be able to ever forget you either, Nova. You parts of you is now imbued in this cup. Parts of all of you, friends. What happened to the outdoor backgrounds? Ryan Gosling. It's nice to have you here again. I'm on the third floor of my friend's apartment right now. I'm living with him for a little bit. We're having the best of time, spending some time together. And the Wi-Fi is only within range here, so I'm sitting inside right now. It's because it's a purple cup. Yes, exactly. You freaking knew as well, friends. Plurp. Armia's plur. Toasty. I'm happy you friends appreciate this with me. This just feels like a momentous moment. You know, we're doing something as arbitrary and simple as naming a cup, and yet this has significance. It has a sense of beauty to me. Joke. Not to be a downer, but I just want to have a year where my aunt wasn't alive in. But it will be nice to have a new year. I don't know. You'll be fine. Maybe, reaching out to Sensei and talking to him about, the stuff you've been going through would be a great help as well, Kira. I would highly recommend it, genuinely. I am high enough now, so I'm heading to McDonald's for breakfast. You want anything? I just want you to be happy, G-Unit. Love you so much, my friend. Go and share a smile with that, employee that's going to help you. If you want to get me anything, get that person something, like genuinely, please. Hey to you, Liv and woo. I like you. Thank you for joining us, my friend. That sounds Latin AF. It does. It does. Ermias plur. Ermias plur. I freaking like that so much. It's so funny to name the cup and to see the reactions to Ermias plur. It's so great. It's surreal, especially with what the name means. We assign meaning to things. That's the thing, Nova. We're the ones creating this meaning. Like, the cup hasn't done anything. This cup is still made up of all of the same molecules it was made up of, at the start of the stream. And yet, looking at the exact same molecules, with our minds assigning, attaching all of that meaning to these physical or non-physical things in our realities, we're the ones that assign that meaning. We're the medium through which it's experienced. Oh, I have such a big muffin. There we go. Grief is a vessel. Allow life and love to fill it up. Thank you so much, Father, for sharing your love as well. Ermias Plurmius Maximus. Yeah. PT is physical therapy. Okay. Like, what did I say? Personal training. Yeah, physical therapy might not exactly be personal training. I hope that it comes to that, because I think that might be better than surgery, right? It's just being a cup now. It has an extra meaning. It's a special cup. Special little cup. The most special little cup. And you can create the same speciality with, a randomized cup. Every single cup if you want to as well. I have much love for you. We have much love for you too, Kira Berg. That is beautiful, Jenny. The great secret Greek philosopher, hidden from history, never discovered by any mortal man, works never to be heard by the one that is lesser and undeserving of the wisdom of Mr. Sir Lord Armias Plurmius Maximus. Kicks down door. What's up, bitch? Brought some joints, sits down. What are you doing? I'm coming to listen to you. No, you can't. And when I'm listening, am I not? Freaking can't move me. Thank you for the energy, Scarmelia. I'm sending so much energy right back to you. LFG, bro, take me with you. LFG? What? I don't understand what LFG means. Look at that handsome meffer. Thank you, Crayon. It's nice to see you again, friend. How have you been? How's life been treating you? Have you learned anything? Have you realized more infinities within yourself or within another being as of late? That's the question I have for you. What's up, bitch? yeah, exactly that. Especially like after that little monologue, I was imagining myself talking about myself as Armias Plurmius Maximus, being all pompous in the way that you were like the greatest philosopher, voice-overing for himself of how amazing he is, and then me kicking the door down. Like, what's up? Like, oh, no. Friends, I don't know if you're typing a message right now, Crayon. If you are, Or maybe I'll go through blushes. I'm looking at you. I appreciate you, friends. Thank you for spending this time with me, for being aware with me, being aware of how infinite that we can be, and how this infinite nature of ourselves can be, I want to say exploited, but exploited sounds horrible, can be expanded upon. Create experiences out of nothing, out of inert matter. I appreciate you, friends, so much. Nova, oh no, you need to go to sleep, dude. It's freaking 4 a.m. right now or something. Good night. Good night to you, sleep. Have a good day tomorrow. Oh, goodbye. It was such a good stream. I enjoyed it. You were so appreciated as well, Nova. Thank you for co-creating with us. I'm well, friend. I realized many things recently, mostly to do with work, finances, and life balance. Thank you so much. I'm so happy that I, sticked around a little bit longer to read that, crayon. I'm so happy to hear that, friend. It's so important. It's so, so important. Carmelia is saying, since I've gone the physical therapy route multiple times and it has done nothing for the problem, surgery is likely. Not to mention the fact that the last time the issue was mentioned to an ortho doctor, he mentioned surgery right away. I'm so sorry to hear that, Carmelia, but I'm happy that you have access to, medical professionals that can tell you these things and can help you with this. Again, silver linings in an experience that can be seen as horrible. I'm so sorry to hear that you're going through this. I'm so happy that you have access to help. You're so loved, Carmelia. You got this. May your peace today be multiplied. Same to you. Thank you so much. Namaste, Soccer Witch. I hope to see you again, friend. You were so blessed in your co-creations as well. I need more money, but not as much as I used to make. Somewhere in the middle will make my balance achievable. The middle way, crayon. Me and my friend have been talking about the middle way so many times. We don't need everything. We don't even need a lot. We just want to live. Good luck, everyone. Good luck to you, Nova. You got this, my friend. I'm almost done. Let's fucking go. Thank you, Gene. I appreciate it. Take care, everyone. Good morning, Darth Zombies. Oh, my heart, dude. I was just tuning out. Love you, Darth. Love you so much. This stream has been amazing. If you want to rewatch it, please try to. Please. You're like, fuck that. I understand. I understand, Darth. Thanks for the respect. Love you, dude. Where's my cup? I remember it. I'm too vague. Hermes. Is it Hermes? No, is it? Hermes with an E, starts with an E. Hermes, Mias, multiple Mias. Much love, brother. Peace out. Love to you, Nova. Goodbye, Meltmore. Hermes, Fleur, the cup. Love you, friends. Bye bye, nerves. All the love. Much. Love you, friends. I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye, everyone. Goodbye, Nova. Love you, brother. And goodbye, other friend. I haven't said anything. Love you too. Oof.